I am a mermaid who can guarantee women give birth to sons. Adopted by the Su family and married to Su Mianmian. But after she bore me a son, she choked my neck with resentment. Jing Hung, if not for your schemes preventing Lin Jingchuan from having children, how could I have married you? Only then did I realize Su Mianmian had a childhood sweetheart she'd been with for years. She resented me for taking her husband's place, and to retaliate, she sent me to serve other women. You claimed you could produce thousands of eggs at once, guaranteeing women sons. Now, use your prolific fertility to trade for projects for me. After 10 years, I was finally drained and exhausted, no longer loving Su Mianmian. But later, when I left, she knelt and begged me to return. I was covered in wounds and sent to the hospital. Even the most experienced doctors were shocked by my injuries. How could the injuries be so severe? With great difficulty, I forced a faint smile at the corners of my mouth and closed my eyes in despair. The doctor sighed. There's no possibility of repair anymore, it all has to be amputated. My eyes were vacant, and after a long pause, I slowly responded, okay. When I woke up again, I was lying in a hospital bed, alone, with the nurse still urging me to pay the fees. I picked up the phone and dialed my mother-in-law's number. Mom, the kindness the Su family showed by adopting me, I've repaid it in full. 3 days later, I'll leave and we'll be even. She still wanted to persuade me, so I directly sent her the hospital bill. Soon, she transferred me a sum of money and agreed to let me leave. When I felt a bit better, I slowly made my way to the payment counter. After just a few steps, I saw Su Mianmian affectionately supporting Lin Jingchuan. Lin Jingchuan raised his smooth arm, trying to prove something. See, it's really nothing, just a minor injury from shelling crabs. Was a hospital visit even necessary? Even the slightest injury worries me. Thankfully, the doctor said it's fine, or I would have shut that restaurant down immediately. Su Mianmian's eyes softened as she said, silly, from now on, whether you want to eat crab or shrimp, I'll peel them for you. Lin Jingchuan nodded happily. Watching their intimate interaction, my heart ached as if being gnawed by ants. A dense, piercing pain. Su Mianmian is allergic to seafood. Once, when I merely mentioned wanting to eat shrimp, she flipped the entire table in anger. Just as I was about to leave, Lin Jingchuan suddenly saw me and shrank back in fear. Brother, don't misunderstand. I never thought of taking Mianmian from you. It's just, by the end. His voice choked with sobs, unable to continue. Su Mianmian's eyes instantly turned icy as she furiously lashed out at me. Jingheng, are you following me? Seeing my pale complexion and hospital gown, her expression briefly faltered, clearly realizing I was ill. I had just traded half my life to secure the Nanxing project for her. Brother, why are you alone when you're sick? Mianmian, brother looks so pitiful. Since I'm free today, why don't I take care of him? Su Mianmian hugged Lin Jingchuan tenderly. Silly boy. Being too kind will get you bullied. With that, she directly led him away. Lin Jingchuan tightly held Su Mianmian's hand, then suddenly turned back. In places where Su Mianmian couldn't see, she gave me a provocative smile. After paying the medical fees, I returned to the hospital bed to rest. In a daze, I fell asleep, but the bitterness in my heart kept welling up, tears streaming down my cheeks. I woke up again, disturbed by a man's voice. By my sickbed, Lin Jingchuan had been kneeling for who knows how long, his whole body trembling uncontrollably. Seeing me awake, he looked at me with tearful eyes, his voice choked with sobs. Brother, I beg you to let me go. I truly never intended to compete with you for Mianmian. Yes, I do love Mianmian deeply, but it's precisely because I love her that I understand how important you are to her. As long as you're here, brother, Mianmian's career will keep rising steadily. Though he knelt on the ground with tearful eyes, his tone was unmistakably provocative. I couldn't help but tremble all over. He was mocking me for being treated like a gift by Su Mianmian and handed over to the powerful woman. My blood boiled, and I couldn't take it anymore. I raised my hand to slap him hard. But before my hand could even lift, Su Mianmian grabbed it. Su Mianmian, arriving late and furious, dragged me straight off the hospital bed. Jingheng, how dare you lay a hand on Lin Jingchuan? Do you even know your place? My head slammed heavily against the ground, instantly leaving me dizzy and disoriented. Yet Su Mianmian still wouldn't let me go. She grabbed my hair, forcing me to look up, and delivered several more sharp slaps across my face. Until my face was swollen like a pig's head, Su Mianmian finally let go. I howled in pain. Su Mianmian, you didn't even ask for a reason before hitting me. Su Mianmian's arm paused, her expression growing even darker, her eyes flashing with furious cold light. No reason is needed. In my heart, Lin Jingchuan is always right. Hearing these words, my heart died completely. How ridiculous I was. I should have realized long ago that apart from Lin Jingchuan, what Su Mianmian cared about most was the Su group she had built from the ground up. For this, she wouldn't hesitate to offer me up to a powerful female tycoon. I shut my mouth and stopped speaking. Lin Jingchuan, however, held Su Mianmian's hand and sobbed. It's all my fault, I was wrong. I thought about how unhappy he was when we ran into each other during the day, so I came to apologize. I've been kneeling here for so long, but I never imagined my brother would hate me this much. Not only refusing to forgive me, but even hitting me. Su Mianmian grew even angrier, grabbing my hair and yanking me up violently. Jingheng, have I spoiled you too much lately? Making you forget your place? You are useful to me, but you can't take advantage of my favor to bully Lin Jingchuan. The woman's low voice was like a demon's. I'm going to punish you. I was taken home by Su Mianmian and thrown into a tiny dark room of just a few square meters. Reflect on your actions. Panicked, I frantically banged on the door, pleading endlessly with Su Mianmian. Although I am a mermaid, I was captured by villains as a child and locked in a dark little room. Since then, I've been terrified of confined spaces. Later, it was Su Mianmian, who had been captured with me, who rescued me, even though she knew full well how terrified I was of small, dark spaces. No matter how hard I knocked, the door remained firmly shut. My palms were clammy with sweat, fresh out of surgery, locked in that pitch-black room, my body and mind consumed by fear. I didn't even notice when another pool of blood had seeped beneath me. Bang! The door was violently kicked open, and Su Mianmian, with a dark expression, dragged me outside. Jingheng, you're utterly stubborn and unyielding. Just because I told you to sleep with other women, you drugged Lin Jingchuan, trying to make him as despicable as you. Someone as vicious as you will never deserve my love in this lifetime. I was dragged by the bodyguards to the center of the living room and thrown harshly onto the ground. What medicine? I don't have any, it wasn't me. I scrambled up in disarray, refusing to listen to explanations, only to freeze completely the next second. My gaze fell on the little boy standing not far away, and tears instantly streamed down my face. Son, my son. I crawled desperately towards her, trying to embrace her. Su Mianmian stepped on the back of my hand with a venomous voice. Jingheng, whatever harm you inflict on Lin Jingchuan will ultimately be repaid upon your own son. After my son was born, I never saw him again. Su Mianmian firmly insisted that I was a malicious person, claiming that I schemed to make Lin Jingchuan infertile just to marry her. Thus, I became Su Mianmian's tool to curry favor with the powerful. You were taken in by our family, yet you repay kindness with betrayal. You owe me your life. Yet back then, after I returned with Mother Gu, it was Su Mianmian who claimed love at first sight and pursued me relentlessly until I agreed to marry her. After discovering Su Mianmian's true nature, it wasn't that I never considered leaving. But every single time, Su Mianmian used our son to threaten me, forcing me to relent. Jingheng, I want you to witness with your own eyes how your own flesh and blood suffers. No. Watching as my son was about to drink the medicine Su Mianmian had prepared, I could no longer hold back. I lunged forward, snatched the water from Su Mianmian's hand, and drank it all in one gulp. As soon as I drank it, I felt a burning sensation in my throat, the taste so strong it made my eyes water. Su Mianmian watched me writhing in pain on the ground and smirked coldly. Jingheng, you deserve this. My nails dug deep into my palms, and I bit my lips so hard that blood seeped out. Yet I didn't make a sound. Suddenly, I laughed, laughing unrestrainedly. Su Mianmian, you keep claiming that I drugged Lin Jingchuan, which is why you used the same drug to retaliate against me. But this drug has such a strong smell. Is Lin Jingchuan an idiot? How could he possibly drink it? Su Mianmian's expression changed as she looked at Lin Jingchuan. Lin Jingchuan shook his head, looking aggrieved. Jingchuan, I didn't. Because of the heat, my body kept sweating. Looking at my tearful son, I gritted my teeth and rushed back into the dark room, locking the door tightly. Bang, bang, bang. My son kept knocking on the door outside, calling out to me, Dad. Yet all I could do was press against the door, silently weeping. I couldn't let my son see me like this. I clenched my teeth hard, trying to resist the effects of the drug. Drenched all over from the pain, with several fingernails torn off from gripping too hard, leaving them bloody. Su Mianmian, is it because Jingheng and our son said something that he's never been close to me? Hearing Lin Jingxuan's aggrieved words, Su Mianmian grew even angrier, unwilling to leave me even the slightest shred of dignity. She ordered someone to forcibly open the door, dragging me out like a dead dog and throwing me in front of our son. Take a good look at what kind of man your father really is. I was completely panicked and pleaded, Su Mianmian, I beg you, I'm your husband. At least not in front of our son. Su Mianmian showed no mercy and turned away without hesitation. Watching her indifferent figure walk away, my heart finally died completely. Son, close your eyes, daddy's fine. Those 30 minutes felt like a nightmare. The only comfort was that my son obediently kept his eyes shut. By the end of the torment, I could endure no more and fell into complete unconsciousness. When I woke up again, it was already completely dark outside. I gave myself a quick wash and struggled to walk to my son's room. Tear stains still marked the corners of his eyes. Each of those tears felt like they were crashing straight into my heart. It hit me so hard that my heart ached numbly. I finally realized I was wrong. If only I hadn't clung to that sliver of hope for Su Mianmian, dwelling on the kindness she showed me over a decade ago. If I hadn't believed she would eventually love me again, my son wouldn't have suffered so much, even forced by my own birth mother. Fortunately, I finally came to my senses. Su Mianmian only knew I was a fertile mermaid, unaware that children born to us mermaids are naturally bound by blood ties. No matter how far away they are, they will surely come to me once they hear my call. For the past 10 years, I never took my sons away, not just because I couldn't bear to part with Su Mianmian, but more importantly because I was constantly being given away to others. There was simply no time to escape with my sons. Now, under the cover of night, my sons and I quietly left the Su family. With each call of mine, the children emerged one by one from the darkness, joining me as we departed together. What I didn't know was that by dawn, City A was in an uproar. Overnight, the sole heirs of several prominent families had vanished without a trace. Meanwhile, Su Mianmian, who was in Lin Jingxuan's bed, received a phone call. Bad news, President Su's several projects have had their funding withdrawn. They said if you don't hand over Mr. Jing, they'll bankrupt the Su group. Before Su Mianmian could figure out what was happening, she received another call from the female tycoon. If you don't surrender Jingheng, what you'll lose goes far beyond just your projects. Hearing the female tycoon's threat, Su Mianmian instantly sobered up and repeatedly promised to hand him over immediately. Lin Jingchuan, who was sleeping soundly beside her, was awakened by the noise. He wrapped his arms around Su Mianmian's neck, trying to coax her back to sleep. But this time, Su Mianmian, who had always indulged him, coldly pushed him away with a stern face. A flicker of surprise flashed in Lin Jingchuan's eyes, but he obediently didn't persist. Su Mianmian used to adore Lin Jingchuan's pitiful, aggrieved expression the most, but now, all she could think of was the stubborn and unyielding Jingheng. Su Mianmian sighed. She didn't know how he had offended the powerful female boss. It wasn't true that she had no feelings for Jingheng at all. Jingheng had given her a son, the chance to become a mother, and was also her husband in name. Over the years, she exchanged him for numerous projects, accumulating vast wealth this way. Jingheng never uttered a word of complaint. Yesterday, she was simply too furious, which led her to threaten him with a dozen beggars. But after leaving, she immediately ordered the bodyguards to drive those beggars away, ensuring no real harm would come to Jingheng. Is he terrified? But Jingheng loves her so much, he will surely forgive her. Su Mianmian never doubted this for a moment. Su Mianmian decided to treat Jingheng better from now on. Since he loves her, she would never divorce him, ensuring Jingheng remains Mr. Su for life. Su Mianmian didn't take the phone calls from the powerful female executive seriously at all. The female tycoon probably wanted a second child, which was why she sought out Jingheng. But gradually, Su Mianmian began to sense something was amiss. The calls kept coming one after another, each from someone she had once curried favor with, people she couldn't afford to offend. They all say their sons were taken away by Jingheng. Even newborns from this year, still in swaddling clothes, have disappeared. Surveillance footage shows I was near the villa last night. Bang! Su Mianmian kicked open the door to my small room, her originally furious face freezing in shock when she saw the empty space. Suddenly, as if realizing something, she rushed to her son's room. Just as she had feared, her son was gone too. Jingheng. Su Mianmian gnashed her teeth and said, "If you have the guts, don't ever come back. You've actually learned to play the runaway game." This time, when I find you, I'll make sure you're dead." At that moment, Lin Jingchuan walked out and handed Su Mianmian a glass of water. "Mianmian, don't be angry. Big brother must have just been scared yesterday." Lin Jingchuan was always so gentle, effortlessly soothing Su Mianmian's anger. "Forget it. For your sake, I won't hold it against him." But as Su Mianmian stepped out the door, she overheard. "That handsome guy yesterday was really something. Let's wait here. If we're lucky enough to have such good fortune again today, we can..." Hee. Right, this night is unforgettable. If only we could experience it once more, I'd be willing to die right now. Su Mianmian's expression darkened instantly upon hearing these vulgar remarks. She kicked the nearest female beggar with a sharp stomp. The female beggar's originally angry face immediately turned ingratiating upon recognizing Su Mianmian. "Madam, do you still need us to teach that man a lesson today? Don't worry, we'll definitely humiliate him properly again." Before she could finish speaking, Su Mianmian stomped on her head. Su Mianmian was furious. "What did you say?" The female beggars scattered in fear when they saw Su Mianmian's anger. Su Mianmian ordered her people to capture them. "What exactly did you mean by what you just said?" The female beggar finally mustered the courage to speak. "Yesterday, didn't you have a sleep with that man? We were wondering if there would be another such opportunity today, so we waited at the door." Su Mianmian's face darkened instantly, her entire body radiating cold fury. The beggars immediately dropped to their knees in fear. "We won't dare again, we won't dare. We'll leave right now." But they couldn't leave anymore. Su Mianmian glared at the crowd with a sinister expression. "I only asked you to scare him a little, yet you dared to actually lay hands on him. What gives you the right to bully my husband?" Even Su Mianmian herself couldn't tell whether her overwhelming rage stemmed from concern for Jing Heng, or from the thought that these people had tainted him, making it impossible for her to offer him to other powerful figures in exchange for projects. Su Mianmian felt stifled and miserable, venting her frustration by punching and kicking the beggar. After letting off steam, she ordered her subordinates to deal with them. "Spare me, my lord. I only dared to lay hands on him because you spoke first. You permitted it." Hearing the beggar's final wail, Su Mianmian summoned her subordinates from that day and demanded, "Didn't I tell you to just scare Jingheng a little? Why was he actually humiliated by these beggars? Are you all useless? Jingheng is my husband and half-owner of this villa." The subordinates exchanged bewildered glances. Su Mianmian never regarded Jingheng as her husband. For the past 10 years, Jingheng was constantly sent away, spending less than 2 days a year in the villa. In everyone's eyes, Lin Jingchuan, who occupied the master bedroom year-round, was the true mistress of the villa. Yet none of the subordinates dared to contradict Su Mianmian. He immediately knelt down to admit his mistake. "I wouldn't dare make decisions on my own. Yesterday, Mr. Lin said you regretted it and wanted these beggars to teach Jingheng a lesson. That's why we..." Su Mianmian widened her eyes in disbelief and instinctively retorted, "Lin Jingchuan couldn't possibly be that kind of person." At that moment, the butler brought the surveillance footage from yesterday. In the footage, Lin Jingchuan returned shortly after leaving with Su Mianmian. He crouched down and patted Jingheng's face, his expression devoid of any tenderness, sneering coldly. "Jingheng, you can't win against me. So what if you married Su Mianmian? The one she loves will always be me." I stared fixedly at Lin Jingchuan and suddenly spat at him. Lin Jingchuan was furious and forcibly had someone restrain his son. "Jingheng, let your son properly admire your intoxicated expression. What followed was me being subjected to various humiliations. That's enough, turn it off." Outside the video, Su Mianmian's gloomy face ordered someone to summon Lin Jingchuan. Lin Jingchuan entered the room and instinctively hugged Su Mianmian, but his expression changed drastically upon seeing yesterday's video. Lin Jingchuan bit his lower lip, looking pitiful. "Su Mianmian, let me explain." Su Mianmian watched him leisurely, waiting for Lin Jingchuan's explanation. But Lin Jingchuan's lips trembled several times. Yet in the end, he said nothing. Their eyes met, and Lin Jingchuan's eyes instantly welled up with tears. Before Su Mianmian could speak, the butler rushed in frantically. "It's bad, President Su. A large group of people has barged in." Before the butler could finish, he was kicked aside. The powerful woman who had called Su Mianmian half an hour earlier stormed in with a crowd of people. Su Mianmian was considered wealthy, but compared to this female tycoon, her money was practically insignificant. Moreover, the female tycoon had 100 ways to quietly dispose of Su Mianmian without a trace. Back then, Su Mianmian had sought the tycoon's protection and spent a long time investigating before learning that the woman struggled to conceive. Yet she desperately wanted a child of her own. Over the years, she had secretly tried countless folk remedies and slept with numerous men, but not a single one had gotten her pregnant. So Su Mianmian offered me to her. The female tycoon had no expectations at first, but by the next month, she was pregnant. Overjoyed, the female tycoon began calling Su Mianmian her sister and gave her several projects, allowing Su Mianmian to dominate City A from then on. Now that the furious female tycoon has come to demand answers, Su Mianmian instantly panicked. Su Mianmian, haven't I given you enough? How dare you take my son away? The powerful woman presented surveillance footage, clearly showing that late at night, I called out a few times at the door, and a 10-year-old child quietly slipped out, disappearing into the night with Jingheng. Su Mianmian's pupils dilated sharply. She never expected it was truly me who took the child away. Su Mianmian immediately assured the powerful woman that she would find me at once and make me return her son to her. The powerful woman smiled sinisterly. Su Mianmian, you know my methods. All these years, I could help you eliminate your rivals, and I can make you suffer even worse than them. Su Mianmian wiped the cold sweat from her forehead. Before she could even catch her breath, another crowd surged in through the door. They were all the powerful women Su Mianmian had once sent me to please. Now, important figures from all walks of life had swarmed into Su Mianmian's home, demanding that I hand over the children. Seeing so many big shots, something quickly flashed through Su Mianmian's mind. She seemed to finally realize my importance. All these years, without me, she would never have achieved what she has today. Su Mianmian promised the big shots that she would find me immediately and return the children to them safe and sound. After seeing off the big shots, Su Mianmian angrily called me. Yet the ringtone echoed in the cramped basement. Su Mianmian finally sensed something amiss. I hadn't even taken my phone with me. She smashed the phone violently on the ground and roared, "If I catch you this time, Jingheng, you're really going to regret it. I've tolerated your usual little tantrums, but now you dare to run away with my children? Do you even realize how much trouble you're causing me?" To this day, she still thinks I'm just throwing a fit, and I have already taken my sons back to the ocean. I grew up in the ocean and originally planned to bring my sons back to my homeland. But after actually living in the ocean for a while, I realized they simply couldn't adapt to life underwater. Though they tried hard not to show it in front of me, as their father, how could I not notice? To give my sons a better life, after much hesitation, I finally decided to return to human society. But I couldn't go back to City A. My children, I would never hand them over to any woman. I chose to settle in Cloud City, a coastal town with pleasant weather and located near the border. It had no major industries or tourist attractions, so Su Mianmian and those powerful figures would never come here. This way, my sons and I would be safe. To make a living, I became an elementary school teacher. Children of the right age attended this school, but Lao Shi and Shi Yi were too young, so I had no choice but to keep them with me. During class, other teachers in the office would help look after them. At home, when things got too busy, their older brothers would make them giggle with laughter. Over the years, I've hated Su Mianmian and those women who forced themselves on me. But I never resented the children who share my blood. I thought life would continue like this, simple yet blissful. Until that day when I had just lulled the children to sleep and stepped out to take out the trash. As soon as I tossed the garbage into the bin, I suddenly froze in my tracks. Goosebumps instantly rose, and my spine stiffened segment by segment. Not far away, the lights flickered on and off. I looked up, and a figure in the distance was staring at me unblinkingly. A sense of unease welled up inside me, and I instinctively wanted to run. "Jingheng, where do you think you can run to?" Su Mianmian's icy voice rang out. "Don't you want your sons anymore?" Those words were like a nail, pinning my feet firmly to the ground. Su Mianmian stepped out of the darkness, one step at a time. "Jingheng, how dare you run away with my son? You've got some nerve." Seeing my silence, Su Mianmian's eyes turned bloodshot as she roared at me. "Jingheng, I'm giving you one chance, hand over the child." She grabbed my throat, her fingertips turning red from the force. "Then kneel down one by one and apologize to the children's mothers, or else you'll regret it." Her fingers tightened around my throat, and I shut my eyes in agony, coughing violently as the suffocation overwhelmed me. Only when I was on the verge of passing out did Su Mianmian finally release her grip. Gasping for air, I clutched my chest, breathing heavily. "I will never go back, Su Mianmian." A fleeting confusion flashed through Su Mianmian's cold eyes. She seemed somewhat puzzled as to why I was unwilling to return. Suddenly, Her eyes lit up as if she had thought of something, and the look she gave me turned disdainful. Jingheng, as long as you help me appease these powerful figures and bring the child back home, I promise I won't send you away again in the future. You can just stay at home and be the proper Mr. Su from now on. As for Lin Jingchuan, I can only promise not to bring him before you again. I gave Su Mianmian a cold glance. Seeing the certainty in her eyes and the look on her face that suggested I was being unreasonable, I suddenly didn't want to say anything. Forget it. She never knew what I wanted. 15 years ago, I was captured and locked in a dark room. It was Su Mianmian who descended from the heavens and saved me. She carried me on her back all night. Later, she was taken back by the Su family. Before leaving, she held my hand reluctantly, begging me not to forget her. Yet in the end, it was she who forgot everything. When Su's mother came to me, I could have refused to become her son-in-law. When I found out the person I was to marry was Su Mianmian, my heart leaped with joy. Later, when we met, I realized she had forgotten me, but I didn't lose heart. It didn't matter that she forgot me, I was determined to make her fall in love with me all over again. But now I realize I was wrong. Wrong beyond measure. Su Mianmian was never the right one for me. I shook off Su Mianmian's grip and said coldly, "Give it up. I won't go back with you. My children will absolutely not leave me." Su Mianmian froze for a moment, her expression suddenly turning icy. "Jingheng, this is not up to you." With a wave of Su Mianmian's hand, countless bodyguards instantly surged out from all sides. "Jingheng, take me to our son now, and I won't let them trouble you. Otherwise," a hint of threat flashed in Su Mianmian's eyes. I sneered, "Go ahead and kill me if you dare. Otherwise, I'll never go back with you." Su Mianmian grew even more furious. With a wave of her hand, I was immediately seized by the bodyguards. "Speak. Where is my son?" I closed my eyes and remained silent. Su Mianmian grabbed my chin and said coldly, "Do you think just because you won't speak, I won't know their location? How do you think I found this place?" My pupils dilated sharply. I instinctively turned to look at our house. Su Mianmian smirked. "Found it. Our family was completely captured." The children's screams echoing throughout the room. I kept comforting them, trying to calm them down. But the hot-tempered Su Mianmian couldn't hold back anymore, roaring in anger as she grabbed me and threatened, "Shut up. Resist again, and I'll kill him." Looking at Su Mianmian's cold and stern expression, I laughed, but it was a bitter laugh. "Su Mianmian, my greatest regret is falling in love with you at first sight in the sea that year." Su Mianmian froze momentarily, a flash of confusion crossing her eyes as she murmured, "How do you know about that time?" Suddenly, her eyes widened, her voice trembling. "That time? The one I saved was you? No, you must be trying to drive a wedge between me and Lin Jingchuan." Watching Su Mianmian's incessant denials, I suddenly found it amusing. Turns out she not only failed to recognize me but also mistook someone else for me. But there wasn't much time left for explanations between me and Su Mianmian, as the outside suddenly grew noisy. The sounds of fighting, gunfire, and shouting. "Son, get down now," I yelled at the children. Although they were obedient and reacted quickly, they were no match for the sudden appearance of a group of professional mercenaries. They beat up Su Mianmian's people and scanned the room. Not sure which one is the billionaire's son, take them all away. Watching my sons being taken one by one, I couldn't stay seated and wanted to rescue them. But Su Mianmian held me back tightly. She whispered, "Are you crazy? They have guns." I bit down hard on Su Mianmian's hand, and she finally let go of me in pain. At the very moment I rushed out, a bullet came flying toward me. The distance was too close, I couldn't dodge it at all. Just as I closed my eyes, bracing for the pain, Su Mianmian suddenly dashed out and tightly embraced me. I was unharmed, but Su Mianmian was hit by the bullet. Su Mianmian saved me once again. But why did she save me when she's clearly never treated me well? Footsteps echoed outside the door, followed by even fiercer gunfire. When the dust settled, both Su Mianmian and I were rescued by others. She was a powerful woman, and she had been investigating the whereabouts of the children all along. With her intervention, all the children were rescued and sent home, and only then did I feel relieved. Su Mianmian survived after emergency surgery, but her health was never the same again. My son and I stayed at home and never went to see her even once. It wasn't until the day Su Mianmian was discharged from the hospital that I saw her again. In just a few days, Su Mianmian's face had lost its former vigor. She had become so thin that only bones remained, exuding an air of utter desolation. You never came to see me during my entire month in the hospital. Her eyes reddened the moment she spoke. But I don't blame you. It's me who wronged you. I investigated and found out that the person I saved back then was actually you. You should have been my childhood sweetheart, the white moonlight I wanted to protect for a lifetime. We were deeply in love and should have been happy together for life. It's all Lin Jingchuan's fault. If he hadn't deceived me, how could I have believed he was you? Lin Jingchuan was tied up and thrown in. Jingheng, don't worry. I've already avenged you. But it's not enough. Su Mianmian pressed the knife into my palm. Jingheng, now you have the chance to kill him with your own hands. Lin Jingchuan looked pitiful, his face turning pale upon hearing Su Mianmian's intent to kill him. Su Mianmian, you're nothing but a mad woman. It was your own fault for believing I was your white moonlight without even investigating. What does that have to do with me? And was it my fault that Jingheng was given to so many women? It was you, all you're doing. You're the one who sent him to different women's beds. You're the one who deserves to die the most. Before Lin Jingchuan could finish speaking, the enraged Su Mianmian, her eyes bloodshot, stabbed a knife into his stomach. Lin Jingchuan struggled twice, then completely ceased moving. Su Mianmian, her face covered in blood, tried to rush over and embrace me. But before her hands could reach me, the police burst through the door. I had called the police and Su Mianmian was arrested. Apart from her previous embezzlement and bribery, the evidence of her murdering Lin Jingchuan was conclusive. Su Mianmian was sentenced to death. Before the execution, she wanted to see me one last time, but I refused. Between her and me, there was neither hatred nor love, only enmity. After Su Mianmian's death, I lived with my son. I didn't leave City A, as with my abilities, I couldn't protect all the children. But by staying in City A, I could see them often in the future. I went to the hospital to have it completely removed. From then on, I was just a mermaid, no longer able to make anyone fertile. The end.